Thanks. Okay, so the today's topic we are conducting the reactive program with the Spring Boot. I'm I'm doing this directly adding every notes on the your screen. So we'll try to elaborate one by one and line by line. And between anything on that same line, you can highlight me or you can ask me by unmute. We will go in deep dive, right? So the main motto here, we have to be go with the theoretical, because what the reactive programming everyone must know or may know, or anyone may not. So we'll try to also share the knowledge to them to understand what the reactive programming in future. If anyone asks, so he or she will not be hesitate to give the answer. So how many you know the Spring MVC? Is it anyone? So no problem. In short, let me tell you. So Spring is one of the framework of the Java, which have the MVC patterns. So MVC is like a full form is model view controller, right? So MVC is Spring MVC is complete one of the framework where the traditional like Java programming completely have the annotation based, configuration based. So whatever the industrial standard or enterprise level want to be to build the application in the Java, so there the Spring Boot comes in picture, which is open source, and in like almost just 50 years from in the industry, it is booming in the application development. So it's quite simple. If you want to go more on this, so you just search in what is the Spring Boot. So initially you will got idea. So for now, one liner statement, you just try to understand this is one of the framework which is used to enterprise level application development. Take. So in the Spring Boot, whatever we are doing, the like a REST API we are building. So in this I assuming in this session there is the students who have the already going on the in our courses, which already have they design the REST APIs and all. They know very well about the REST APIs and all. So something there is a limitation. So if you may observe, if you want to create any APIs, something REST API, which have the like if you have the user with 1000 like a user is trying to access your API, so what will be the happen, right? So internally what happen, what you will think around? Anyone have the idea? So what happen internally, it's going to be create one thread for you, which is a Tomcat. Like every API is running on the Tomcat server, right? So it's a web server. So Tomcat web server is trying to do get your request and block one thread for you. It's the thread pooling and all, it comes in picture there. So block thread and trying to try to do walk through your whatever your application is trying to do, like go with the controller, do some stuffs and all, right? So if I do have one of the image for it, what the traditional flow is going on. Okay, see, so what happened, like if you have any HTTP get API, which is the user or Joe, so what it's doing, it will be go with your container first, right? If you have the containerization happens, right? So containers is one of the application, right? Your backend application, backend system we can say. So next it will go with the controller, next with the service, then it's go with the repo, then it's with the database, then go with the back. So whenever you initialize your thread here, right, so it will block for you until you will not got the response from here. So whatever the time span between this, like a millisecond of 2 millisecond, 10 millisecond, whatever, so your thread will be the block for you. Are you with me, guys? Right? So what happened, so its thread is here, what happened, it's a memory consumption, like your application, it's completely blocked for you, right? For that thread is, as we have the limitation, it's a 20 threads at a time you can run only, more than that will not, right? So if the 200 thread, not more than that, so 200 that's the exceed, then you have to be leverage your application. It will be, your application will go in the slow process or waiting thread and all, right? Performance side, your application going to be down. That will be the outcome for it. If you have the more than 200 of requests at the same time is going to access your APIs, right? So this case is happen when you are throwing like a 1000 of the user hits to your API. So in this session, what you will understand, the session goal is actually understand what is the reactive programming and what is a WebFlux. WebFlux is quite someone is a new for you, the new word, but it's just simple, like you will separate it like a web and it's a flux, right? Web, it's something like a web technology it's doing, and flux is for the something, it's a flushing to like back pressure to your managing your back pressure of your APIs, right? So what will outcome from this session you will get? So we will build one application to run the reactive programming and end to end lively. And here we will try to do some endpoints, which is a reactive endpoints, and we'll try to run it and see the outcome. What is the difference that we will see here in this program. So why this reactive programming comes in the reactive programming with the WebFlux, why it comes in picture, what the problem we are facing in the industry until now, right? That will be comes in your mind, right? Anything in the new market is coming because of something have the problem, that's a solution, we are coming something the solution as a solution, right? Like it not like we don't have the work, so we are doing something to new or something, adding the new version, all right? It's not like that. It's something like this is the new things is adding in our like there is problem we are facing, for that to overcome that problem we are adding some new versions or features or any new technology, all right? So what the problem is, the Spring MVC user thread per request, as in this image, every request it has its own thread. Anyone know about the thread here? Anyone? Thread, what is a thread?
Yes.
What is a thread?
It's a lightweight process.
Yeah, correct. So there is something like code, like it's a block of code or code which we are running independently. So that's like inside it have the run method, right? So that block it is running independently and it has its own cycle to execute. Okay, so currently the Spring Boot is if you hit something, like I do have this API, right, and with me. So whenever I hit the run method, this one run, so what happens internally, it's create one thread in your Tomcat and try to do until it's not coming back, that thread will block until the your request is not served completely, right? So this is the one of the API which it's trying to do hit the create one thread, and once it's come back, so thread will become marked as a completed. So until the memory allocation is as a idle. So in this traditional world currently, what is the crucial things in our in this current market? What do you think? Like if you see in the past way, we are using the laptop as a 4 GB, and my educational level I use the 4 GB laptops, which is the RAM, right? And now in your hand we have the mobile is more than that, right? 8 GB RAM minimum you have in your hand, right? So this is the evaluation is going on in the market or this computer world, right? So in that we have to be also the more faster, your solution, your application, your work should be that much smarter, right? So that's the reason no one is waiting for you, and in this era currently. So if you do building application which is taking more time to execute, right, so you will be go in the past, right, there is something expiry you will become, right. So you have to be upgrade yourself, you have to scale yourself, your application, your whatever the idea, whatever the your application you are doing, you have to be scaled that much, right. So what happen is here, like if I hit this one again, so what it's consuming something memory of that thread will creating for to create the that thread, the you that will be allocate something memory in your application, right, isn't it, right. And it also waiting for you. So this two cause its current it is a here we have the two problems, one of the memory allocation, right, and second is then time consuming, right. So without waiting like allocating the memory, can we do something like can we share that, like until that response is not come, can we do something, right. That point of thinking you have to be must, you if you are college student or anyone, but that thinking you have to be know, like what the thing, like if I'm hitting this, so what happening, like internally it's allocated something memory, and also it's waiting for me to do get back the response, right. Why this is, do we overcome this, or can we solve this, can we give the word more robotics something solution. You have to be think around this, anytime you are developing now, so any line of code you are writing, so you have to be think on this point of view, can we do better on this, can we do better on this, right. Once you got the problem, you will find the solution, that's sure, right. So thread, what happening, thread is waiting for the API call or thread. So in my API can be go in the some database, like here it's going to be something going the data, taking data from database, it's moving to the some logic, like I have the service logic, so it have the some logical things, so something algorithm is running, so this is a blocking and it's come back to the response, right. It's taking the time, right, currently. So this is a problem currently, which is a wasting of the memory of thread, and high traffic cause thread execution, like we can say exhaustions. So like if you have a lot of traffic is coming, so your thread going to be down, like your application going to be down, that will be your results, isn't it. Are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Understood? Yeah, thanks. So what the handle, so what the concurrency, if you know, expecting this from our batch going on, answer of this question, what is the concurrency, what is the concurrency, what is the concurrent. Yes, from ongoing batch, anyone?
Multiple requests handle at the same time. It's concurrency.
Yes, yeah, correct. So the if you have the something like a your API's call or something, the event is going to be currently it's traditionally it's going to one way only, right. But if you want to be do handle by the multiple in like a parallel processing something, so you have that is a concurrency request, we can say. So in the Java 8 there is a concurrency, many of the API they have introduced. Anyone know about the concurrent modification exception? What is the concurrent modification exception? This is the interview may ask, what is the concurrent modification exception? Yes, Ganesh. So concurrent modification, let me add something. So concurrent modification, like something you have the block of code which is like a streamline your collection, which is you are trying to iterate also, and you are also trying to do something modification, like something if I do have the for loop, okay, and inside it I do have the something collection, Collection can be the if that's a something list, right? List, I'm adding, I'm iterating something, print, right? Whatever that item is printing here, and again I'm also that from that list I'm adding something or deleting something. Remove I. So what happened here? Here
You can modify this here.
correct, you what you do, you are trying to do reiterate that list if something that list is trying to you reiterate, right? And you are printing that element in here, and again in that list only you are trying to remove the element, right? So here the concurrent modification exception will be occurred. Right? So to like to overcome this, we Java it have the some new concurrent APIs introduced, which is you can use the for it's mapping related. Then concurrent hash map is introduced to do handle this such of the cases. So also the alternative, if you ask the interviewer ask you question, so you can go with the iterator. Collection have the iterator without using the for loop, you can go with the iterator, right? First of all, this is not a good way where you are iterating and you are also doing modification on that list. That is the one. But if you have some case, so you have alternative, go with the iterator class we have. Otherwise, if you that is a map, so you can go with the concurrent hash map, right? Keep in mind if the interviewer asks you this question. Okay, focus on our, let's comes on our point. So currently the concurrency request is handling, we have the traditional what we are doing, something we have alternate, right? So before coming this WebFlux in market, we have to do we are doing something, right? We are solving that problem, but something alternate solution. So what that solution? So what we are doing to manage the thread property, which is the thread pooling, right? So thread pool is a Tomcat thread pool, which we can set the some maximization, right? But that will be not preferable because it's eating your memory also. Your server memory is going to be huge utilization in that case. So if you do override this property, right, then as I told you before, the default max thread size is only 20. We can maximize this by overriding our application property or YML file, but that's also it's you are going to be taking the risk of your application for the out of memory out of exception which is occurred in this case. So which is a cause your application will be the killed by yourself automatically, right? So each thread take the some memory as well, right, as we discussed before. So common stack size, like completely like whatever your thread is, initially it will be take as a 1 MB to be allocate from your RAM, right? So then higher thread pool size, like if you make the higher thread size, that will be the high memory consumption, right? As we discussed in this point, application can be really perform poor with the less memory availability, because if your application have your JVM have the minimum availability of the thread memory, then it will go into the slow, right? And there is a stack overflow exception will be occur. That's much chances. Anyone know about stack overflow? What is the stack overflow exception? Okay, so if you have your application is running out of memory, like something, the application have your application server have the 4 GB RAM, and you're trying to make the buffer, like if you have the list of collection which is have the like a huge data, like this much atom is it, and you are doing operation on this much elements, right? So what happen, it will create the stack for you, right? So that stack is going to be overflow in that case. So memory, the stack overflow exception will be occurred, right? So the case of, if you have some collection, you have the huge data you have collected in that collection, and you're trying to proceed, like you are loading that on the RAM. So that's the case, it will stack overflow exception will occur. So what, this is the alternate solution, right? We are doing until now, but we have the its problem, like a memory, like a stack overflow, memory utilization, right? And this is the problem we have. So what the solution for this they are coming? So they are moving on the thread per request model, right? It's actually, so that's why the Spring introduced the WebFlux. Though we have some alternate solution for this as well, like also, which is a vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Like if the client, if your client is too much rich, right? He have the many money for your application. So what he is doing, he will say, I don't want to worry about the 4 GB, let's do with the 8 GB. Like I don't want, like if your application is facing issue with the 4 GB, let's exceed is the 8 GB, right? So what happened, that we can say the vertical scaling, right? You have the, if you upgrade your hardware, so it's we can say the vertical scaling. And there is one in the horizontal scaling. So like creating the node, multiple node, like if you currently you have the only one system, you have upgrade system here, and you here in vertical scaling, what we are saying, we adding new system, like it's a new system we are adding, like we can say the nodes, right? So in CI/CD pipelines, continuous integration and continuous deployment, the Docker and Kubernetes is one of the solution for it, for the vertical scaling. Or there is a cloud solution like AWS and Google's are also providing vertical scaling option for you. But this isn't cost consumption, like it's eating the many costs for your client. That is also not, I will not prefer the good solution for you, right? But this is the alternate way. Okay, so now what the traditional design have, its a limitation, right? As in this problem, then it's something limitation. So what the limit on the number of concurrent users, right? Then synchronize blocking, like it's a synchronized, like one per request, like it will not come back, so it will still alive, right? So it's not a it's a synchronized, it's not asynchronized, right? The communication. Then imperative, the system styling APIs. So this is the one of the, it's a fixed time we have designed something like a gate mapping, at post mapping, that we have fixed style we have designed here. No blocking, no back pressure support. Like if you have traditional API, though there is no back pressure. So what is the back pressure? So back pressure, something like in event driven. So the producer and consumer, right? So let me walk through by the here. Are you with me, guys? Right? Understanding the things, what I am trying to say here. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So what is back
Yes,
pressure?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Let me.
Hello.
Yeah. अच्छा, ये फिर से वही आएगा. Okay, suppose you have the something, you have the, this is the one of your client, and this is an you have the server, right? So let me assume this will be the your producer, and this is your supplier, consumer, sorry, consumer. This is a producer and this is a consumer. So what is a producer and consumer? Like a traditional event driven, what happening, the producer is produce something event and consumer is listening that, which is a Kafka is following that only, right? So what happen if the producer have the produce the task, something event, so to, and consumer have the subscribe that topic, like something that on that topic, so the that should be comes in consumer, and consumer listening and do the whatever that's have the processing, correct? So something we can say the process, right? Okay, so process is something like it will be do save in the DB or doing something, right? Let's something, it's assuming it will be save in the DB, right? So in this scenario, what happen, like if you are producer, like produce the many things, like many events in parallelly, right? Like it's huge of the traffic is going on, right? In your consumer side, or producer is doing right now, right? So if you are have consumer have the some limited partitions and all, so it will be overflow, right? It will overflow to handle this such a request, right? It will be, that is we can say the back pressure, the consumer not able to perform that much or in the sequential manner to handle your request, right? Although it have the that much capability, but I'm thinking on huge kind of things, right? So example, if you have the streaming something, you are using Netflix, right? Netflix and Amazon, right? So what happen, the data it's coming from the server, like that would be the byte data coming to your mobile, right? So it's what do you think that what kind of the traffic is this, that like it's zeros and one day byte data is coming on your mobile or your laptop, right? So that is a streaming, right? So which is a not fit in event driven approach. That is the issue with the event driven approach. That is we can say the back pressure support, although it is not in the REST API, but that also not although in the traditional event driven approach as well. Traditional event driven approach only and only work on the event driven, something like event generate and something event is consuming, not for the huge traffic, right? But does that means that traditional REST API design is not recommended? No. Some of the cases, Spring MVC, we need something like event driven only somewhere, like I want to be order something, so it should be go with that flow only, like here in this flow I'm trying to go get the user, so it should be go in that way and go come back with me only. I no issue with the, I will wait, like we have the some step by step, so we have to be wait, right? Like something I do have the payment, like I want to be buy some product, so I will be go with the select the product, then I will be yeah, let me add here. So buy, if I want to be buy the product, so what I will be go with the select, then I will go with the checkout, then I will go with the payment, then order success. So this is a step-by-step flow, right? So in this case, the traditional is going to be work, right? There is a some of the cases where the traditional API is not fitting. That is the cause of the this web fluxes comes in picture, right? So what the real world challenges you are thinking on this, right? So example, you are like a, already like a restaurant is one of the example, like you have the do you think the waiter per table is a good way, right? Like as an API, like API is going to be, once you hit this API, it's go in the server and go come back with the result, right? So you order something, I want to be the thali, right? So it's you order something and it's go with the come something that completion, right? So this is the postman, which is the one waiter where go in your order and get fulfill your order, right? So this is a not good way where blocking you that one waiter for one single table, right? So that is a thing where can we do some reactive, right? Something one waiter and one table is not preferable. So can we do some scaling here? Like a single waiter can handle the multiple things, like until it's processing, can that waiter can do something alternate way, alternate table handling, right? It is a possible way. So that is a reactive program where you can reuse your thread, so that we can say the asynchronous execution, non-blocking IO. What is a non-blocking IO? Let me show you one the image. So if you have the request, right, it's go with the create one thread one, right? It's block for you in the database, right, and unblock you by something result, right? So again, if you have the something request, again request 2, it's blocking something, do some operation, go back in. So what happens in here, it's one of the process where it's continuously, if something coming back, so it will automatically go catch and get sent back in the back to the customer or the client, correct? That is a non-blocking where it comes. Okay, so event driven models, which is we already discussed, is a Kafka is one of the example of it, right? So it's a consumer and supplier, which we saw in this image. This is one of the example of the Kafka. Producer and consumer is trying to do some operations, like producer is produce something and consumer do processing, right? Example, if you book some taxi from Uber or somewhere platform, and it's continuously hitting, you going like you got the notification, something like your cab is it's book confirmed, and your rider is coming on this way, wait until 5 minutes, and similar the that's driver also going to be get the notification, like you got the some request, please confirm, after the confirm it's start the riding. So that is one of the producer, we can be the picture, and consumer can be the multiple, right? So there is a Kafka is playing a good role in the event driven, like something on the event level asynchronously. So reactive with the data is also react when data is ready. So what happened, this is the event driven, at some time period it's going to be event something like on the event generation, but reactive is not like something like, it's a streaming one by one going until the completion. So this is work on the data level, correct? So what the basic of it? So reactive Spring with the like a reactive framework with the from the Spring, it's one of the alternative where we can use the WebFlux for this to solving such a problem. So alternative of the Spring, which is alternative of the Spring MVC. Also it offers the new server, like a Tomcat we have actually, default for your web API, but here the non-blocking, to support the non-blocking, we have the nitty, one of the web server. Then you can build your React app easily with this annotation and functional level, right? So one of the main goal of this is addressing the problem of the back pressure, as we discussed before, right? So what the core type of this? It's two things we have to be remember in your mind, like a mono and flux. So mono is one of the, if you want to be written one thing, one value, one object, you go with the mono. If you have the many, like a list or something, you can go with the flux. That is only difference with this. Data flow also, you can use the streaming as well, data flow streaming, which is one of the as your requirement, you can go with it. Don't worry on this, we will see in the practical, you will get more idea on this, right? So what you need to be do for implementing the WebFlux, you have to be add the one dependency, which is the starter WebFlux. No Tomcat is required for this, as REST controller is keep in as is, no issue with this. Only your return time will be the change with the mono or flux as per the requirement, as we discuss here. Mono for the single object, and for the list or collection, you can go with the flux, right? Let's go with the some coding, right? We don't have much time, so I will try to short as much possible. So we have created already here one of the program. Okay, so let me walk through this the project. It have the web.xml, which have nothing more than the WebFlux dependency. Can you see, right? So I do have the let me create one API, which is we can say the get. Okay, and get, it will be the it will be hello, fine, and it will be the public mono hello, and it will be return me something that return dot hello, correct? So let me run this quickly. See, here we are using WebFlux mono as a return type. What traditionally I have to use here? Anyone in existing batch? What traditionally we have to be use here?
Response entity.
Correct. Thank you. That's the correct answer. So response entity traditionally we are using, but reactive programming we are using here the mono, and I want to be written only one. So that's mono.just is supporting one of the one element. So that's we have used the just only here. So if you see, while I run this application, can you see the Tomcat is started on this port? You don't see actually. See, only nitty started on the port 800. That is only. So as I told you, there is no Tomcat. It's a nitty, one of the web server we have to use here. So if I see this endpoint, hello, see, it's working fine, right? This is the one of the example of the reactive program. Okay, so now you will think, what the difference is I can see here, right? As it's you are just similar kind of the things is giving you, right? So what the difference? Let me do one thing, streaming for here. So get mapping, I will see the slash number, and flux. Why? Because I want to be do some it's a collection I want to be written, and it will be range with the delay 1 to 10, flux with the have the range, and delay with the 1 second, right? And 1 second it will do something, right? So there is one endpoint I have written, which is a number, so which is a return type is a flux as a collection because many, and then it is right to be, if I do not use this, so what happen? Delay will not use here, I will use the directly flush. Let's see what happen. The suggestion is I'm going it's pop-upping here because of I have the GitHub Copilot is installed here. Plugin is it. In your development, you have to be use this to make fast productivity or development and good quality as well. I will not stretch much this session. At in 10 minutes we will finish it. Let's see the number. Yeah, see 1 2 3 4 5 6 here. It's array. It's coming, right? So still using what we have achieved here, right? And now let me add the delay right here, right? So now this will be going to be execute by one delay as in 1 second, right? Means your process is it will go with the asynchronous by by the 1 second delay. Everything will be the try to execute. Now I'm running again this API. Okay, let's run it. Okay, why it is not coming? Because I didn't use the one annotation, like we have to be used here we can say the like a producer, which is this one. Producer should be the streaming, because by default it is in our generally JSON type, but if you want to be do alternative, so we have to be go with this one. That's the reason it's give you the directly response, right? Yes, it's path. Now let's see. So keep in mind, if you want to be do with the some asynchronous and asynchronous manner, you have to be change your media type to the text event stream values. The system is much slow. I don't know why. Okay, see, can you see now? Is it giving me the one shot? Not, right? It's giving me the in streaming level, and if you see, there is only one API call is going, and then it's starting itself only to do see the as an anything in ready on the backend, get in the web, anything in ready on the backend, get in ready. So here the worker.json is playing the good role from the browser side, which is used to the streaming level, right? There is no any API call, right, any going on. It's only one streaming. Understood? Any question? What happening here? Like I am just initialize one API, like here, if you say here, it's only one API call I have initialized, and it's trying to give me the back continuous streaming. Like there is something in between happens here. It's a worker thread is playing role, which is it's once you initialize something, like here, if you say that if I initialize this event, right, and then it's give you the some worker as it is a asynchronous call, right? So that's the reason it's trying to give you the continuous streaming. Anything is ready, like here one was ready, so it's respond by the one, then it will the two. It backend whatever you have the ready, it will be give you the one by one, not one shot, right? Getting? This is the main point. Try to understand. Here you will be get clear about the what I'm trying to say, the reactive program. Understood? Any question until now? Hello?
No.
Yeah, thanks. So this is happening where the flux this is the one of the you have to be mono and you have the flux. So mono is I have the one object, so you have to go use the mono, and if you have the flux, if you have the some collection, you have to go with the flux. And keep in mind, you have to be producer, like whatever the output should be it's a streaming value. So text event streaming value should be there. Keep in mind, right? It's on our point here. I saw this one, and also we have saw this one as well, right? So what the real world challenges, like where to be use this WebFlux? One of the notification system. We have to send the notification to someone by the if in eventual base, if the something is ready one by one, the something streaming, you have to be use this WebFlux. Another one like a live order status update. Can this will be the fit? Anyone can say yes, no? Like order it's place, then it order is come here, order is come there, like it's continuous update on your map, like lat long is coming to your mobile, right? So there also it will be the fit. Can I say?
Yes.
Can I? Correct. Then stock pricing. Can I say the stock pricing? It will be the use, because it's nanosecond. It will be the change. Continuously it's changing. The graph will automatically need to be updated, right? That there should be this WebFlux playing good role. Then I can say the chart also it will be the use. Chart or live dashboard. Yeah, this is the one of. Right, continuous. What is the in the market is? Yeah. Go on.
Can you use it in news headlines?
News head. Is it frequently changeable?
On a particular app. We have a particular app, our organization, and we have a live.
I lost your voice. I lost your voice. Can you come again?
Okay. Can I use I have an organization app, and we have a view the notification or live streaming updates using Flux?
Yeah, correct. But just think around. Is that is it playing the back pressure, as we discuss here? Back pressure. This is a solution for the back pressure. Non-blocking sockets is so think around that perspective. Is it like a huge of traffic is coming on, like in here in this example, like a stock market streaming, like the lot of stocks updation happens in nanosecond, right? Because there is a crucial for on the time period, right? So there is a back pressure happenings, isn't it? So that's the reason the streaming like a WebFlux will be play the role. Notification, why? Because if you have the multiple notification, like a continuous notification is coming on, so there can be the consumer can be back pressure, right? Producer and consumer supply. So there we can use this WebFlux. Order updating, here the lat long, right? Lat long, do you know the lat long? No? Lat long is continuously changing on the one step of your one, like you walking, so in one step your lat long is going to be changed, right? right?
For example, Google navigation, which we are
Correct,
using,
exactly
that
that
continuously it is updating.
correct.
Yeah.
That case also this will be the playing good role. Live dashboard update is sensitively some data updation, like you have the grow app, right? In stock market you have the dashboard, so your money is where it's minus plus minus minus plus, that is also can be the back pressure, right? So there we can use also live dashboard something. So the this is the one real example where we the fit the your case for the WebFlux. So something you want to be do asynchronously, so that case you can do this. And when to use and when not to use, like let's see. So if there is a high concurrency system, then use it, as in this case, right? There's high concurrency, like your data should be the concurrent, like in sequential manners, right? That case you have to be use it. Streaming apps, like a you want to be give the in sequential manner, something like a video streaming or something, in that case you have to be use it. Like a example, you have the pdf you want to be give the download, right? So in the chunks of you, like a big pdf you want to be give in the download and by the api, so that case also you can it may the fit as a chunk of it, I want to be go to give to the client side, so that is also one kind of the case. When to not use, if you have the something jpa, some jpa operation like a crud operation or something, so you don't need to be used, like that should be the blocking state, something it should be go in this all the stages, something server logic should be execute, then something comes from the database, again you want to do some operation here and go back. So your call should not be depends on any something one case, it depends on many things, so that case should not be used, right? Simple CRUD operation you don't need to be used. So the last and wrapping the stage, like a reactive is about the scalability first of all, then mono and flux you need to be keep in mind, right? Then WebFlux is not recommended for the MVC. So model view controller, if you have, you don't use the WebFlux, right? Then next we have the web client, like a anyone know about the REST templates? REST templates, an existing batch REST template. What is? Hello. Well, hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What is a REST template?
Yes,
Yes, REST template
date put,
date put delete.
Correct. Correct. So REST template is used to some call the some HTTP APIs from the third party, right? Right. So there that alternative web client is it, which is the which is a reactive programming. That is also the REST template is alternative for the REST template is a web client if you want to be go with the reactive, and this is a good way. Every time you have to be go with the web client. Don't use the REST template like beyond the, I think beyond this 8 Java 8, because this is asynchronous call and we need to be asynchronous only. But in case you want to be get the response and do some operation, then you have to go to the REST template. That's a blocking call. Then R2DBC, this is the one of the next step, which is the alternative for the JPA, right? This is the non-blocking example. All these are non-blocking. Then Mongo Reactive is one of the non-blocking. If you have the some Spring application, which is a Mongo database backend, and if you want to be do social application, you want to be design some social application like a Facebook, Instagram, you have to go with the Mongo Reactive. Okay, so I want to be show one alternative. The reactive have the two things, an annotation based and one is a functional based. Let me comment this. I'm gonna skip this as well. I have ready with this that example because we have the limited time. That's the reason. Let me delete one, and this is the function. If you have the something want to be go with the functional style, so that is also option in the reactive, which is you want to just create the routes, right? Don't need to be any extra configuration. Just create the route, and nested routes create the APIs. Whatever API you want to do, you can create here as well. So this is also app working well fine. Let me rerun, as I already deleted from the controller. The controller is empty. Let's see, this is will be the work for me, as I have the record Java 8 feature I have used here, which is the record class, without creating any Pojo classes and all, and just create the some static data and created the APIs. API, what is the API? Like API, which is a route for the get route, which is a hello route. It will return me the OK only, whatever the request. They can then second route will be the numbers from started from the API only. Then it will give the 1 second delay that we have saw before. Then another route is the get to get me the list of whatever the list I have defined here. Then second route will I have written, which is a post to add something. Do next, right? Let me run this and try to show you. This is also working. API see, it's also working. As I don't have anything on the controller, but that all going to be from this configuration. This is a functional style configuration. For the rest, just try to understand. This is one of the alternate option. Then numbers I can say. See, that is the same, where we have writing the same logic here. Delay for the 1 second. Second is a person, right? So let me say the persons. See, all person is coming here, which is in the, which is I have it in the here as a static. If I had the post something I want to be add, right? It's I have the post call as well, right? I have added the post call. So that is also, if I say add ABC XYZ, then I can see here it should be, see, it's added, right? So this is one of the alternatives. Just keep in mind, we have the two alternative for the reactive programming. One is as a traditional REST API we can go with the response of Mono and Flux. Let me this one, and functional style, which is the route function, where you can go add the your routes. Any either you can use. Okay, so so I have the some question. What is a Mono and Flux for now? What you understand? Hello. What is a Mono and Flux? Anyone? Okay, so again I will call Mono is for the returning one only object, and Flux is for the collection level, right? MVC or MFlux, which will be the fit in your case? Like let's say I have the case that any case. Yeah, see this order like a order I have to be an Amazon. I want to be order something, so its call should be to go with the order, then payment and all things. So is it where WebFlux will becomes in picture? Can I say anything? WebFlux is in fit in that case. Ganesh, are you with me, guys? I'm audible, na everyone?
Yes,
you are audible. Sorry, actually I didn't got you.
So if in a case like if I'm an Amazon, I'm going to be order something, so complete that order, payment and all, is it fit in the WebFlux? or MVC?
I think it will it in MVC architecture. WebFlux will also work.
Yeah, that work, but MVC, that should be the blocking case, na? As in, if we go, I'm ordering something, I'm ordering some mobile, so I have to be go in the step by step, right? That
Yes,
select,
yes.
then payment, then every like inventory update, like stock will update, and everything should be go in the blocking state. So that MVC will be
Yes.
the good for that case such. But if I have the stock update want to be get, right? I want to be design one stock update graph. So in that case, what will be the prefer?
So that time WebFlux will
Correct.
be good.
So flexibility. So what the better API for better API designing? So all this, if you understand both things, so what will be the better thing? So move away always from thread per request model. First preference you have to be this only. Asynchronous will be the scaling level. If you want to face the something scaling related or some back pressure issue, then you have to think on the WebFlux. Any asynchronous or non-blocking anything you can see, then you have to be go with the WebFlux. Only example like a back pressure, that is one of the word you have to be keep in mind for the reactive programming. If the back pressure, then go with this, right? That is then the reactive programming is. This is a basic thing. So if you want to deep dive everything on this, so we can you can ping us anytime, and I think this is all over. If you have any FAQ time, if you have any question, you can ask right away. Or final message, I can say the things synchronize, because in this word everything is should not be blocking state. No one is waiting for your response. Everyone want hot, and everyone wanted early and quickly, right? So think around the asynchronous cases, think on scalability, and use reactive wisely. So this is the thing. If you have any question, you can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
So just
So just I want to know the back pressure, how much request it will be consumed. Like
Yeah, as in traditionally, as we are discussing here, so default it's a 200 only max thread size. Like more on this, your application will be go in the slow level, right? It will perform slow. But if you can maximize this, the memory consumption will be the huge, and that will be the kill your application as well, as out of memory exception can be the occurred there.
okay.
Yeah.
And
Is it the right understanding? The mono flux which is giving to which is emit the data and giving to producer.
Yes, correct. If you if I go in this more on this what this routes function is doing. If I do request, what the request is doing, under the request it's just headers and all. Under it you can see the only the consumer and producer only. It's also inside the that handler. Let me go in the handler. But inside the handler,
So
okay.
okay, it means consumer. It will be the front end side, like application web application which send the request
yeah.
to subscribe the producer. Like we needed this data.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So as
Yes,
in,
got it.
yeah, as here in our example, like data is coming one by one, right? Yeah, in this case. So in this case, what happened? Like
Yes.
it's create the your event first of all. We saw that in the diagrammatically here. Yeah, here it's request first you, then it's one of the worker is going on in between. It's some between intermediator, which is once the anything is on that, again it will give you in the back. Again it's anything it's coming back. So something is worker is playing here, right, on the browser side. So that is a, we can say the complete streaming is happening here. So whatever the in the if anything generated on the backend, it's go in the client side. Correct?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Anything? Any other? Anyone have any figures? Can ask. Okay, so keep stay tuned with the ScriptSprite, as this kind of the hot topic every Saturday we are taking this for the student, freshers and experienced guys to like anything new topics, any new hot topics in the market, we are conducting everything. And welcome for the suggestions. If you have any suggestion, you want to be do like a conduct on this topic, you can drop out that as well on the chat box. Not this, on the WhatsApp we have this number on the WhatsApp, so you can use that and drop the anything. First of all, you have to be join this, and if we have this number in the contacts, you can use this number. You can chat, you can add any suggestions, anything on this WhatsApp. Okay, I think we can stop. We can good here. Everyone, thanks to join and stay tuned and keep learning. If anything new want to be conduct on this session, you can drop on the chat. Thank you. Bye bye.